I'll buy that for $20 to $60.
What?
RoboCop. I'll buy that for $1.
That's a deep cut there, John.
That's like
deep.
it's a catchphrase from RoboCop.
It's a deep cut.
It gets said throughout the film. Thought it was so clever.
We're gonna watch the Mortal Kombat Aftermath and RoboCop reveal trailer.
Yeah.
All right, let's just swing into this.
Our work is finished, Liu Kang.
Lord Raiden, it falls upon you to architect a new history. And together, let us begin.
Mortal Kombat!
Cease, Liu Kang, before you doom us all.
Oh, the Doctor Strange portals.
Defeating Chronica, you destroyed
Continues.
Without it, you can't restart history. Send me into the past to steal the crown from my island before the hourglass shatters. Why are we listening to this snake? Because I am a snake who's toiled beside Chronica, learning her secrets. I know them.
Did they get the original actor to return for this?
It looks just like him, yeah.
I think they get the voice of him.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Bottom arms.
But whose help? Welcome back, Your Highness.
What have you done?
Where's my RoboCop?
Sorcerer, how long before you betray us? I find your lack of faith amusing.
Oh, damn.
That one guy looked like the new RoboCop.
I was her protector for life. Shang Tsung has become far too dangerous, and I doubt his new allies realize quite how dangerous he is.
No one can predict what happens next.
I don't think that's the original actor.
Need backup now.
Regular people.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
Okay.
See, that's what you should have said.
You have the right to remain silent. Yeah. But I want to watch RoboCop kicking ass. Or fatality somebody.
It's been a very long time since I followed the actual storyline of Mortal Kombat. I mean, I've pretty much picked up every single game, but I've only tested out every single character playing with friends and such. But I like the concept in and of itself, having an additional storyline. Instead of just making a Mortal Kombat 12, you do this Aftermath extra story content. I wish I could talk more about that, but I think the concept of it is cool. And maybe I'll just start playing actual story modes again.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a long time since I've seen a Mortal Kombat trailer with a storyline in it and just had a fighting game experience that had an integral storyline that was not very separate from the actual game.
Yeah.
You know?
As I own 9 and 10, I haven't bought 11 yet, but I've pretty much played as every character at my friend's house. But having RoboCop in here, I think, is a great addition. DLC characters or these add-ons I always get a little bit trepidatious about because a lot of times they sound great in concept and then you actually use them and they're not the best players to use. Like the design and just having them there in context is always a really neat thing, but it doesn't always make for the most rewarding experience. So, but that being said, you know, I'm gonna wait for the gameplay trailer of RoboCop to come out, and you best bet we're gonna be reacting to that one. Because I mean, RoboCop being an addition in here, I think is wonderful. I feel like it'd be cool to just keep getting more of these movie characters. Is what they've been doing. You've been getting like Ripley from Aliens. This show up here, I think would be really neat. Even going further out, might not be an '80s character, but getting like the bride from Kill Bill. Like these are a lot of my like fan fiction character concepts. Right now, RoboCop feels more in tune with the other DLC characters that have been added on, but I think also having Shiva return is a great touch. She did not get her due in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I remember playing her in the very, very early days of Mortal Kombat, man. Oh gosh, she looks freaking great here. Yeah. I'm not familiar with this other character, Fuin. I don't remember that character, but Shiva, I definitely know. RoboCop, obviously. Now we should get the RoboCop rebooted character in here.
Man.
That'd be the next great step.
Get that actor who everybody loves, who's always being replaced by other people in big franchises. This looks really awesome, and I am curious about the longevity of Mortal Kombat because obviously it's been around for so long, but it seems like it has gone through these ups and downs, and right now it is experiencing a tremendous up on the heels of 9, 10, and now 11. And so partly I wonder if maybe this is a good way to maintain that longevity forward because, there are only so many ways you can repackage a fighting combat game. And so having the draw of these characters and maybe, like you said, expanding the range of the characters to incorporate less likely but equally badass characters and maybe get that sort of fan fiction element going be pretty nice because it seems like they like to crank these characters out and sort of keep the games alive that way, which is really smart.
I don't know what the rights issues are or copyright infringement things are when it comes to obtaining these characters. It'd be fun to look into because I feel like that'd make it easier to narrow it down. But the fact that you get like the T-800 now and RoboCop, you get a real chance to go toe-to-toe in that fun department. They've already got a bunch of the horror characters in there. I think getting like Freddy Krueger, I don't think they've gotten Freddy Krueger before, but I think getting Freddy Krueger after you have Jason Voorhees and Leatherface involved, that'd be really cool. I'm also kind of curious because Mortal Kombat seems to be leaning more into its storytelling departments. They got the Scorpion movie that's out that a lot of people were really positively receptive towards, and now you're doing this Aftermath, and of course the thing that a lot of us are anticipating that we hope they do right is the movie. So I'm wondering if they're trying to expand upon or get people back invested more so into the lore and storytelling departments of Mortal Kombat. That way we'll be more excited for when the movie comes out. I really do think they're factoring that into how they're producing these games and their animated movies and such. Because, look at it. They're bringing all these movie characters into Mortal Kombat. So I'm sure what they really have on their... And the fact that they got Shang Tsung from the original Mortal Kombat. I know this version, the DLC version of I forget that actor's name. But having his face on Shang Tsung has been around for a while. I do think that they want to make sure people are going to go check out that movie too.
And I think they probably want to separate themselves from that stigma, especially on the video game side. Like if I was making a video game and I was aware of some of the limitations coming to the big screen, especially when it comes to fighting-based games like this. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point. And I'm curious to hear more of what people actually think about the story, if people are actually receptive to that and are invested in it, because that is a really smart thing to do with a movie on the horizon, and you can bet that the people who are involved with the game are certainly involved with the film, even if they don't have like the final say over the scripting or whatever. And it would be fascinating to get into the rights with these because there's rights smeared around everywhere. You got Mortal Kombat having its own movie rights kind of exported, and then things being imported into the games and whatnot, and now I feel like all we can do is sit here and just come up with a list of dream characters to just throw at these developers to do our ultimate nerd battles.
And I think also too for Aftermath to be focusing with Shang Tsung as the main villain is great for all kinds of nostalgia purposes, not just going back to the very OG video games, but of course the Mortal Kombat 90s movie in and of itself as well. Like I said, I haven't really been following the storyline to Mortal Kombat, the video game trajectory, religiously in a while. I only pick up fragments here and there. But I don't recall the last time where Shang Tsung was the main focal villain for all of this. He's a prominent character, of course, but, it's like he's finally getting his due. What was the quote you said at the top?
I'll buy that for $1.
That is the quote.
I feel so vindicated.
It's coming back to me now. It's coming back to me now.
Yeah, it's that guy who's always on the TV.
Yeah. No, you're right. You stay to this portion of the video. John's right.
Real nerd for once in my life.
Well, it comes around every once in a while.
I'd buy that for $1.
Guys, what do you think of this Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath trailer? Excited for RoboCop? Who else are you hoping they throw into this video game? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. You can check out my Last of Us 2 video. Last but not least, JT. I'm shouting out JT in this video specifically because our Japanese man from Hawaii is definitely a major gamer. During this quarantine time, he has been catching up on some video games that he genuinely loves. And we've been talking recently, my dude, and you've been telling me how you want to catch up on some certain writing ventures, TV shows and games as well, and some books. So I just want to tell you, dude, that after getting to know you for a long time, I think that you do have a really gracious, genuine heart. And I would like to see you pursue more of your passions, my friend. Clearly you are an intellectual type. Clearly you are a creative type. And I just wanted to go out there and encourage you to, carve out some time a little bit every day to go pursue some of your passions that you really want to achieve in your life, because I know you're more than capable of it. And I believe in you, my friend, and I love the hell out of you, so I only want what's best for you, dude.
You're such a sweet guy. You should share that with the world, and I think you've got a lot of great ideas that people would want to hear. And oftentimes, it's the folks like you who really need to speak up the most. So, looking forward to whatever comes out of that brain of yours, because it's idea day whenever JT's around.
Where's your joke?
No.
You usually have a terrible joke to cap this off with. Where's your bad joke?
I'm giving up comedy. After so many terrible jokes, I've just decided that it's really not my forte. I'm gonna only do drama. That's right. Right now, I'm giving up on this joke, and
I'm sorry, JT.
Sincerity all the way.
I was really setting him up there, but I'm sorry.
Why did Captain Hook die?